Shank Rock is the wave of the future. The diagrams that I have up, where did this go wrong at?
Remember, we didn't know this happened to her.
Okay. But that's in the trial. There's nobody on a jury that's going to watch these tapes. He done did 7 to 8 different interviews and a book where he done bragged, talked about this stuff in details.
Around 3 o'clock that morning, I got random text messages and it was just pictures of her and the other little girl. I thought it was strange.
Now, some of y'all might say, who is Shank Rock? Shank Rock is black media. Well, what is black media? Black media is all about allowing black people to be themselves first. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about politics. It's about doing what's right. It's about holding those that needs to be held accountable to be held accountable. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Shannon is protected because Jarvis took the plea deal. Bree is not happy with some folks. Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to all of my moderators. Bree will be joining me shortly. Now, many are wondering, can Shannon be locked up? Will Shannon be charged with anything? If Jarvis takes the plea deal, it's a wrap. Well, let me backtrack because he already took the plea deal. He already accepted the plea deal. However, the judge can still reject that plea deal. But if that plea deal that Jarvis accepted, if that plea deal goes through, Shannon will not be charged with the red rum of Nazaria Harris. Now, if Shannon committed another charge, if it's something else out there that she may have done that's criminal, sure. But anything to do with this red rumming of Nazaria Harris, Shannon is not going to face no criminal charges. When it comes to her children, that's something separate. That's completely separate, and we got to look at it like this. What's the whole purpose of CPS stepping in? CPS steps in, and even though CPS might take the children out of the home, the end game, the ultimate goal is for the children to return back home to mom or either dad. So right now, I'm sorry to break the bad news to everybody. Shannon is in the clear. She's in the clear. Now, I mentioned certain things about the case. I mentioned that Jarvis was talking. Some of y'all tried to debunk it. Some of y'all thought I was clout chasing. I wasn't clout chasing. I knew exactly what I was talking about. Now, I'm going to play this clip, and you're going to hear the news reporter. The news reporter is going, well, not even the news reporter, but the legal expert is going to say himself that this deal, it had been in the making. Jarvis been talking. Let's just go there. Let's just go there. And I can't get to none of y'all comments. Wait until I get Bree up here, and then I'll switch to my computer, and I'll get to y'all comments.
11, a legal battle many feared would never end is closing with a guilty plea in the murder of 13-year-old Neziah Harris. From the day she went missing to this moment of accountability, we have stayed with this story to see a form of justice through. Good evening. I'm Mike Duffy. Jarvis Butts admitted to killing the young girl while also pleading guilty to the sexual assault of 5 other victims. For Neziah's family, it's the end of an agonizing nightmare that began when she vanished in Detroit 2 years ago. But they're still searching for a deeper sense of peace. 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham has been covering this story from the beginning. Tonight, he spoke with Neziah's relatives about this sudden turn in the case.
Even with a confession in hand from Jarvis Butts, Neziah Harris's family tells me they are not done fighting. They are now calling for a deeper investigation into those who they believe paved the way for this tragedy.
Knowing something, feeling something, and then having something confirmed, it's a different type of pain.
At a minimum, Jarvis Butts must serve 35 years in prison after pleading guilty to the murder of 13-year-old Neziah Harris. Investigators believe he killed her to cover his tracks after impregnating her. As part of a plea deal, Butts also pleaded guilty to 5 other cases of rape and molestation.
He will serve that 60 years if we have anything to do with it. He would die in prison.
Neziah's aunt says she wanted to see a life sentence, but believes getting him off the streets is a win for his other young victims currently grappling with trauma. However, the family's focus is now shifting toward accountability for those who failed to protect the 13-year-old.
Jarvis was not the only person at fault. She would have never been able to be in his hands if she had never been neglected or endangered. Those signs were there, the warnings were there, the complaints were there. CPS has the complaints, Detroit Police Department has the complaints.
CPS has acknowledged that prior complaints were submitted. Detroit police also admitted to 7 News Detroit that the department failed to investigate a 2022 claim that Butts had touched Neziah inappropriately.
The people who were responsible for Neziah lied. They need to be held responsible just as much as Jarvis is for being held responsible. We have other children who may possibly go back into the hands of these people.
While Butts has confessed, Neziah's body has still not been recovered. We spoke with legal expert Todd Perkins about the details of the plea deal.
It's my understanding is that in order to be able to take advantage of this plea, that information had to already have been provided.
Perkins offered a word of encouragement to the family as they continue to push for systemic changes.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Don't stop. I think about those mothers who have lost kids and have, no one's done anything about it, but they just don't, and they don't stop, and they don't stop. And something breaks.
Thank you so much. We don't plan on stopping. We're going to keep on moving forward.
But sentencing is scheduled to take place March 12th. Reporting outside the Wayne County Criminal Justice Center, Darren Cunningham, 7.
Appreciate this super sticker, Peaches. Appreciate that super sticker, Peaches. Now, he just basically confirmed what I had said. See, Jarvis was already talking. He had been talking. He was talking to other inmates. He was talking to correctional officers. He was talking through his attorneys. He been talking. I really think Jarvis wasn't saying nothing? Nobody is going to be locked up over 2 years and don't say nothing. They might not say nothing to you. They might not say nothing to your little brother that was locked up with him. But trust me, they talking to somebody. So Jarvis has to serve a minimum of 35 years. Me personally, I would have took it to trial. What was they going to give me? Life if I was found guilty. Were they going to give me 60 years? Well, I got to bring 35 to the door. Jarvis is in his 40s. So even before he's eligible for parole, he going to be 70 years old. I'm going to roll the dice. Now, Kiwana and Janelle, they basically said what we all have been saying. that Jarvis is not the only one that should be held accountable. Jarvis is not the only one that failed her. Now, when it comes to Miss Annette, the state of Michigan can bring charges against Miss Annette. The state of Michigan, believe it or not, the state of Michigan can bring charges against Shannon, not pertaining to the red rumming of Naziah, not pertaining to the inappropriate touching, but when it comes to negligence. So, y'all know my favorite word. Let's just let things play out, because the man upstairs has the final say so over all of this. Let's just keep spreading awareness. Let's just keep Naziah's name alive, keep it in the algorithm. For all my prayer warriors, throw up your prayer hands. For Janelle and Kiwana, do what y'all gotta do. You know what I mean? Stay on their heads. But see, like I said, when it came to this case, Shannon received immunity. Some of y'all might say, but Shank, she already testified. Yeah, she testified. And she realized. Now the question is, can they charge Shannon with, is it perjury? What is it when you lie under oath? Is that perjury? She could be charged with perjury for lying under oath. But as far as the red rum of Naziah, she ain't gonna get charged. She's not gonna get charged. And it's beyond sad, because if, and you always gotta start from the beginning, if Detroit CPS, if they would have took this case serious, there were many complaints. You heard in the news clip, CPS report 2022. They overlooked that. It had Naziah's name on it. Why they ain't put her last name on there? See, this is the whole thing that me, along with the other content creators and the subscribers, this is what we have been saying for the longest time. We get it. Jarvis inappropriately touched her. Now that he accepted the plea agreement, we got to accept that he red rummed her. So we get all of that. But Jarvis wasn't the only one that failed Naziah. He wasn't. And he shouldn't be the only one that's held accountable. Because here's the thing. If you don't hold Miss Annette accountable, if you don't hold Shannon accountable, Shannon one day will be able to have her children back in her custody. Now, if you don't hold Shannon accountable, can you imagine what her children are going to go through? If you don't hold Miss Annette accountable, can you imagine what them other children in the house is going to go through? So you got to hold them all accountable. You got to. Let me come off my computer, y'all. I hope I don't start buffering, because I want to see y'all comments, and I can't get to y'all comments. So bear with me. And I just feel more comfortable when I'm on my computer. It's crazy, though, because as y'all can see, I'm on my phone and I'm not buffering. But I don't feel comfortable. But when I'm on the computer and I be buffering like hell, I feel comfortable. Because I can't read. I can't see y'all comments. So Bree will be joining me shortly. Now, Bree has an issue with some people. And I told Bree she's more than welcome to join my panel to air out her grievance. Let me try this, y'all. All right. All right, y'all. Let's do like this. All right. Let me grab some comments real quick, see what y'all down there talking about. Appreciate this super sticker, Leslie. Let's see what y'all talking about. All right. Let me start it from here. The system is messed up to allow these children to go back with these monsters. I see you, Alicia. He will be almost 80. What does he have to lose? Watch him change again. That's life. I see you, Tammy. I heard somewhere that the children were taken from Annette and Shannon permanently. I see you, Tracy. I meant Debo is Brooklyn's father. That's what he said today, talking to another content creator. Okay. Shannon gonna let someone else touch them if she get them back. If she don't start touching them herself, given her history of touching folks, they keep putting him in prison for his sick ass to get out and keep doing the sick ass ish again. Please, y'all, misspell y'all cuss words. Please misspell y'all cuss words. I see you, Latasha. If he gets the minimum, he'll only have to serve half, right? I'm not sure. Somebody from Detroit will have to answer that. Is it anybody that's in or done time in Michigan, or is it anybody that knows how the sentencings work in Michigan? Do you got to do 65%? Do you got to do 50%, 85? Anybody know how much time on that 35 Jarvis will have to do? Allegedly, in the beginning, Jarvis said he was going to the charges because Shannon got his kids sad. The children, our future. When you about it, the future is blurry. 2026 has definitely changed faith. All right, y'all, let me come out here. No nonsense. I heard that too. My girl, hey Alicia, let me come out here. I see you. I see you. I see you, Yolanda. Damn, y'all. Salute. I see you, Kuana. All right, y'all. Let me just to catch up with this chat. All right, I'm gonna drop the link again. I don't know if you watching, Bree, and if you didn't get that link that I sent, but let me drop this link again for you. Click on that link, Bree. It depends on the severity of the case. No, he will have to do the whole 35 with good time. They can flop him all the way to 65 years without good time. Wow. So, and I'm not going to keep putting it out in the universe, but Shannon dodged the bullet, y'all. In Michigan, you have to do 100% of your minimum. So he got fired to the door. So now I know a lot of y'all want to know whether or not Jarvis will be truthful. That's a good question. Will Jarvis lead them to Nazaya's remains? And then we gotta remember, y'all, he had a head start. He had a head start. So let's stay right here, y'all. Now, after hearing that Jarvis took the plea, drop a one. Because remember, y'all, in the beginning, we always said that a lot of the things we were assuming. And remember, we was waiting for things to play out, preferably the trial, but there's no trial now. So now with Jarvis confessing, drop a one. If you believe that Jarvis red rum Naziah. Drop a 2 if you're still not convinced. I'm going to drop a 1. And I'm going to tell y'all why I'm going to drop a 1. I don't think that Jarvis, so everybody still drop, I see a lot of 2s. She's not there, Shank. They would have found her when they searched the first time. Remember, and I'm going to say allegedly, they moved her. But that's a good point, Jennifer. Some of y'all still ain't going. And I get it. But he confessed. I only see about a couple 1s. I see you, Jane. He didn't do it by himself. I feel you, Galatians. I hope the judge overturns required time and throws the book, the pen, all that. Jenny thinks he did it. Kenyatta says he might as well tell where Naziah's body at since he admitted to unaliving her. And at this point, y'all, at this point in time, come on, Jarvis. It's just only right. I see you, Chanel. Chanel says 50-50. It's only right. Like, look, man, go ahead. Come up off of the information. So if there are, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but just get her remains. You know what I mean? Shank, I know this is off topic, but Shank, this John Tay, I want to really thank you and the subscribers' awareness to the Andre Howard case. They opened his case back up and going for an arrest. Congratulations, John Tay. Hey, John Tay, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Hit me up around 10 o'clock and talk to me about that. I'm so happy, John Tay, that you're finally attempting to receive the justice for your son. I'm so happy for that. So And did y'all hear that he was in the courtroom acting a fool? He was in the courtroom cussing out the victims. Now, her family can contest it, but then again, who's going to be representing her as far as with this plea? Now, I'm just going to say this, and don't come for my head. Only Roxy, Kenya, Janelle, Kiwana can answer that. I'm going to say, Miss Annette would have that say so whether or not she wants to accept that deal, but I don't know. Maybe Kiwana, Janelle, Roxy, or Kenya can go live or make a statement and clear that up when it comes to the family. Okay, the family can't do anything without Annette. That's what I believed. I believe that it had to come from Annette, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, y'all. Let me try to keep up with some of y'all. The chat moving fast. Y'all got bad with Shank this tonight, y'all. The chat moving fast. I appreciate this super chat intentionally. I think he confessed so Shannon won't have to go to jail. Drop a 3. Drop a 3 if y'all agree with intentionally as far as the reason why he confessed so Shannon wouldn't go to jail. I used to think that. Jarvis know that Shannon got them babies. But see, we talking about a lot of time in prison, y'all. You welcome, John Tate. We talking about a lot of time in prison. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm on a mission and I'm with it, and let's say it's me and my partners, and one of my partners red rum somebody, but I'm on the caper with my partner. Now, let's say I get caught, but my partner get away. Now I ain't the one that caught the body, but my partner caught the body. My partner get away. I ain't telling. I can't snitch. I ain't. I just got to take that charge. However, if my baby mother, she get into a fight with somebody, and especially in this situation, and she unalive her niece, I'm telling my baby mother straight up, hey, babe, you know you got to take your charge. I'm just keeping it 100. You know you got to take your charge. I love you. Now, because it's a different story if me and my baby mother riding and it's some dope in the car. The dope might be my baby mother's. A different story if it's some pow-pows in the car. They might be my baby mother's. You better hold me down. But we talking about red rum. And we talking about red rumming of a child that didn't deserve it. I got to tell my baby mother straight up, hey, babe, you got to take your charge. I ain't going to snitch on you. I ain't going to tell on you. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But you got to take this charge. All right, you need some time out on the streets to get some things together. All right, they got me in here on this red rum. All right. Well, you better be out there handling your business, because when it's time for you to take your charge, you got to take your charge. I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't know Jarvis's mind frame, but I don't think that Jarvis, now that he confessed, I don't think that Jarvis is squeaky clean. I think that Jarvis red rum Nazai. I do. Appreciate this super chat, Trelane. Exactly. He's holding it down for Shannon. He was going to get a lot of time for the other charges of child, abuse. So he's taking the plea for her. I believe she helped him unalive Nazai. How many of y'all believe Trelane? Appreciate this super sticker, Gizzle. Give me a minute, y'all. Let me take a quick break. I'm coming right back. Let me take a quick break.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Rochelle Graham. We begin with breaking news. The man accused of killing 13-year-old Naziah Harris has pleaded guilty. Jarvis Butts pleaded guilty to her murder, as well as 5 separate sexual assault cases of 4 different minors. Naziah was last seen getting off her school bus in Detroit back in January 2024. Our Jack Springate joins us live outside 3rd Circuit Court in Detroit with more on his guilty plea. Jack.
Well, Rochelle, one of Jarvis Butts' conditions for pleading guilty to the murder of Naziah Harris is a truthful statement regarding her body, which has still not been found. Now, investigators did find the shoes and clothes she was last said to have been wearing as they conducted a search of the Rouge River near 7 Mile in Berg. That was shortly after she went missing, and they still have never found Naziah. Along with admitting to exactly what happened to her body, Butts agreed to a sentence between 35 and 60 years in prison for the charge of second-degree murder. He'll serve that at the same time as the other 5 cases he pled guilty to, which all come with a sentencing range of 10 to 15 years, according to court documents from Thursday morning. Now, when I called one of Naziah's biggest advocates, her adult cousin Roxy, and told her the news, she said I was the first to let her know and how shocking this was for her to hear. This is what she told me learning what really happened to Naziah would mean to her.
It's almost hard to grasp for air to realize that it's actually happening, because with it being so long in a 2-year stretch, it seemed like it was never going to happen. It's a rush of so many feelings right now, but it's unimaginable because we never thought that it would happen.
Butts' sentencing is scheduled 1 month from now. That's March 12th at noon, right back here at the 3rd Circuit Courthouse, where we'll be waiting for answers to what exactly he did with Naziah Harris. For now, reporting live in Detroit, I'm Jack Springate.
Why they strip her is what I want to know. I need answers. I believe he helped, but not solely. Where can we see that video of him pleading guilty? She was already protected, though. They wanted this from the beginning. We're just right back at square one. I think he was the one that got rid of her body. I don't think he red rum her. The why he sat in that chair. Alicia, yes. Make sure y'all misspell y'all cuss words. And don't forget to hit the like button. Let me see. We got 410 watching with only 129 likes. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. My bad. Yes, but either way, she gonna have to take that charge if he tells. I thought she had different clothes on, not what was found. This is all over the place. Yeah. I believe Shannon red rum her niece and her mother and that knew it. Jarvis done so much right, he decides to tell he red rum Naziah Aunt Shannon was jealous of her. Let's talk about the mediums, y'all. Let's talk about the psychics. All right. And if if you don't believe in the mediums, that's fine. That's fine. You know, I'm not here to force nobody to believe in the mediums. But how do y'all feel for those that do believe in the mediums? Do y'all feel like the mediums was on point? Do y'all feel that Bree was on point? That poor baby is still not getting justice to me. So will we hear those details on the 23rd or at sentencing? Not sure. Not sure, Big Mama. Question. In order to offer immunity to someone, they have to have knowledge which could possibly bring charges or implicate them. Well, here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. When you get immunity, it's because you're guilty. All right? You're guilty. You've done something. But you're giving up. You're giving up this information under the immunity, and that's what protects you. Bree, yes. And make sure y'all subscribe to my backup channel. Definitely on point. That plea deal is BS. Like, ain't no way. But I think he helped get rid of her. But I don't think he actually did the red rum. He cared too much for Naziah. Shannon probably solving multiple cases for the state through him. That's a possibility. I do most definitely. Yes, definitely Bree was on point. I have a 13-year-old daughter. This story just breaks my whole heart. Immunity comes with a big price tag. Got it. Thanks, Shank. I wonder if Shannon got immunity because of Jarvis or Naziah's baby. And that's another thing. Now, Bree, and I'm not sure about any other mediums, but Bree mentioned Naziah's baby. Now, I had always questioned whether or not Naziah was pregnant, but Bree mentioned that. Why do y'all think? Let me ask y'all this. Why do y'all think people have issues with mediums? Anybody want to answer that? Why do y'all think people had problems with the mediums? Do y'all think it was out of ignorance because they just don't know much about a medium? What do y'all think? Why would he cover for her when she was going to testify against him? And I'm sure his lawyer told him that. Right. Right. He's chat. The chat moving fast, y'all. Y'all got bad with me. Is it possible? Please do the AM prayer on this app, 3 a.m. prayer. There is power in numbers. I believe she was pregnant. She did mention another baby that is still alive, but maybe in foster care. And then we got to remember in the mama in her videos, I think it was it a TikTok video she made? Y'all remember she was holding the baby. She was laying with a baby. But I'm going off of what Ms. Parker spoke about yesterday. Because they don't believe them. Because they just don't understand the history. It was television that make it look bad. We will never know unless we get the discovery. Possibly. I think because the Bible tells us it's witchcraft, because a lot of people be scammers, so it's hard to trust the ones with the real gifts. Shank, so what about the other cases? The other twin daughter care case. I believe that, and I'll go back, or y'all can correct me. I believe that they dropped some of them, or either they ran them together in the plea deal. I'll go back over it. And Shannon was sending the girls over to Jarvis, and they knew about his past, what he was doing with the others. I wonder what time Naziah come after this so-called cleaning. Y'all, the chat moving too fast. I can't. I wreck my brain up here trying. I see you, Miss Parker. I wreck my brain trying to keep up with this, y'all. I see you, Cheryl. I see you, Pauline. I see you. I gotta skip because the chat moving fast, y'all. Now, I see you, Juanita. I see you. Mm. You know what? You know what? A couple more people said the same thing. Yesterday, Bree's presentation wasn't the best. Sounded a little uncertain. Is it any of Bree's followers and subscribers? I didn't pick up on anything. And that could be just probably because I be all over the place. I see you, April. I see you, Kyle. I just saying, why aren't they talking about the baby when Worthless says she knew for a fact Monster was the father of the baby? When the case is over, will the evidence we didn't get to see be public? Nope. It's strange. The plea didn't ask the details of what happened. Now, everyone knew one little girl, they seemed to take their eyes off. Now, maybe they're keeping things, from the public. I see you, Shalom. Maybe. If anybody want to join me on the panel, come on up. Why do they look at medium as a form of witchcraft when you are actually born with these spiritual gifts? That's true. All right. Drop a 5. Drop a 5 if you believe that Shannon received immunity. Drop a 5. Drop a 6 if you think she didn't. Because there are some that feel like Shannon didn't receive immunity. I got a guess, y'all. Give me 1 second while I bring my guests up. Sean, talk to me.
Hey, Shank. Hey, chat. Salute to everybody. I just want to say this real quick. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. So, for example, I spoke with 2 family members about Jarvis taking his plea weeks before his sentencing. His trial. Okay, so these 2 family members have been to prison with life sentences similar, the same, they went to jail for the same thing, but not for what Jarvis is charged for. You get what I'm saying? But they are out of jail. They're out of prison. They did 20 years plus and they're out or less. So this is what I'm getting at. They both told me on separate occasions that Jarvis, even though what's on the table for him right now, what is it, 20 to 60 years or something, 25 to 60 years? They both said that they
Yes.
would rather hear that than to hear a life sentence, if that makes any
Mm.
sense.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Because there's a
Yes.
possible
I'm with you.
chance. They both said on separate occasions that I talked to them that they would rather hear a 30 to 60 years, even though Jarvis is 40 years old or plus 40 years old. I'm sorry, y'all. But they was like they would rather see that or hear that than life in prison. I asked them, do y'all think he's going to get out? They was like, if they're going to give him the max of the 20 something years. You get what I'm saying? I even
Mm-hmm.
asked them about the facility. What happened to him? Why? I said, because it's a lot of people that want that head. They both said that even if he goes into protective custody, things can happen to him. For those that want that ass. But that sentence made a lot of sense to me. You know, if it were me in a situation, I would rather see or want to hear I'm getting 35 to 60, knowing that I'm not going to get out. You get what I'm saying? And if y'all pay
Mm-hmm.
attention, they did not say whether or not he has the possibility of parole. I don't think. I hope I made sense in what I said.
Yeah. And I read between the lines. I'm with you.
All right, that's what I
Let me
just
let
wanted to get that off my chest. All right, thank you.
Okay, appreciate you, Sean. Let me let Kenyatta come on in. Come on in, Kenyatta.
Hey, Saint, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
long. I'm just up here, just for a little quick second. I'm at work. I just wanted to say this. When you said that he confessed, I agree with that he confessed, but I don't think that he actually unalived her. I think he's covering up. I think he did, got rid of the body or whatever. But people confess to things, doing things, and get convicted, but they didn't really do the crime. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's him right now. I think that he just confessed to it, although he didn't do it. Only thing he did, this is my opinion. I could be wrong, but this is just how I see it from my end. But
A lot of people feel the same way you feel. A lot of people feel that way. At once upon a time, I felt that way too. But then it was a tug of war. I was going back and forth. Now I'm just at the reality part of it. Now, this is the reality part of it. He just copped out to 35 to 60. Like I said, people cop out the dope charges, people cop out the pow pow charges, people cop out the theft charges that's not theirs. Ain't nobody copping out to no red rum that's not theirs. Let me just cook for 1 second, all right? And I'm not putting the chat on punishment, but I just gotta put up his stable of women to land my plane, right? Now, I could understand if Shannon was his only woman. I could understand if he had a problem with getting women. But these is just a few ladies that's in his stable, right?
Correct.
And I had to hold up, y'all. I had to put Brorilla. Brorilla. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, Kenyatta, Brorilla made me mad, right? So I had to put her up here
I didn't know who
in
she was
Jarvis
yesterday.
State. Look, y'all just bad with Shank Rock. Y'all know sometimes Shank Rock like to laugh and joke, so just bear with me. But I had to put her funky ass and make sure y'all let her funky ass see this. But don't tell her that Shank Rock put a picture up there, because I don't need her funky ass coming for me. But let me get back to what I was saying. So look, I get it, but we gotta look at it for what it is. Jarvis don't have an issue with getting women. So, like I said, now, look, I ain't trying to do 2 years for you. I ain't trying to do 6 months for nobody. But situations happen. And when it's a man and it's his woman, it's his girl or something like that, I don't got no man laying it down for the rest of their life. Come back in, Kenyatta. Let me get my thoughts back together.
I don't know, Shane. Maybe I'm just lost in the sauce and I just can't see it, that way. But if he did unalive her all the time, why did the grandma and the auntie on the stand lying? If they knew they didn't have anything to do with her unaliving, why the question that they was answered, why they couldn't be truthful? I just have a problem with that. And I just feel how I feel. Ain't nobody gonna feel the way I feel, but that's just my opinion.
A lot of
But
people
that's what
feel like you, Kenyatta. You ain't the only one that feel that way. A lot of people feel that way. I felt that way. But it's now, see, it's like, how in the very, very beginning, we was grabbing from over here, we was reaching from over there, but then things started to come out, and then we was like, okay. So now let's just take 1 second. Let's take 1 second. He has confessed to dumping her body in the river. Explain to me, Kenyatta, as far as, do you think it's a play? Do you think he just, going ride or die with Shannon?
I didn't hear you. You was kind
Come on,
of
Kenyatta.
buffering.
Okay, my bad. He confessed. He confessed to dumping her body in the river. Do you still think that he ain't do it?
But why would he send them there? It done been 2 whole years. They know good well they're not gonna find nobody, first of all. Unless Rouge River run into, like they say, Rouge River is not deep enough to swim. Does Rouge River run into another river in Detroit where it is deep? I mean, I don't know because I don't know anything about Detroit, Michigan, or none of that. I'm in the South Carolina.
They said it runs into the Detroit River.
Oh, hey, Miss Parker.
Hey, Kenyatta.
And her body ran into the Detroit River.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be deep then. Detroit River has to be deep.
Can I?
And
Mm,
okay, go
Come
ahead.
on, Miss Parker.
I'm sorry, Kenyatta. Go ahead, baby.
No, I was just gonna say that the bones, because it would just be skeleton bones now since it's been 2 years. But that was all I wanted to say. You can go, Miss Parker.
I got to be honest with y'all. And I see that everybody have questions about some of the readings that's been done, which I'm not mad at them. Because we over here listening to this person, we over there listening to this person, we hear Bree say something. And I got to be honest, Shane, my opinion, I don't think she's in the water. I'm going to say this. Jarvis might be dumb. They could say Jarvis is dumb and all of that. I don't know him to know what he is. I know he's manipulative. I know he's a monster. And
Very.
to me, he was calculated. And I can't see some freshly shoes. Those shoes was placed out there to make it look like it because I'm not going with what the border agent said those clothes had not been out there over 30 days. Jarvis was in jail by the time those clothes was placed out there. Someone took those clothes and placed them out there. Now, when you go back into the transcripts, Shannon Jones said we did not have to test the shoes because Vari called me and confirmed they was his sisters. But the woman that did the DNA stuff, she said there wasn't nothing on the shoes.
Mm.
When we heard it was blood on the shoes, we heard it was sweat on the shoes. We've heard so much. We have. Nobody knows the truth because it didn't get to be told. We have to wait on the paperwork. We have to wait on this case to be closed. Like I said, Kim Worthless said she knew for a fact Jarvis Butts was the father of Nazia's baby. So we just take that off the table and go, "Ooh, what about the baby? Why ain't the baby? Come on, let's ask her why she made that statement, only for him to never be charged with the child. Will that be in the paperwork? How did you know?
What
It's
kind of
like so
proof she
many,
have?
right? You made that statement. You said other people will be charged down the line, so it's because he took the plea. Now nobody that gets charged. Like that's Shank. His
Let me
plea was a
let me read
flop.
this. Give me 1 minute, Miss Parker. Appreciate this super sticker, Charlotte. Appreciate that super sticker, Charlotte. Wait a minute, Miss Parker. Appreciate this cash donation, 80s baby. Appreciate the cash donation, 80s baby. Come on back in, Miss Parker and Kenya.
The clothes that was placed out there, nobody ever said a pink jumpsuit, and nothing that nobody witnessed. Nothing. I always ask who said the pink jumpsuit. How we go
Right. How
from
did it tie?
blue
How
and
did it
white
tie
Nikes to
into?
red Nikes? Come on, Kenyatta. You feel
Right.
me?
How did all that tie into Natalia?
Then 1 minute the border patrol agent said he took notes. Then he said he didn't. Then he said he wasn't even out there looking for that stuff. Then he said he was. They was looking for another kid or something else. He said like it was a lot of stuff that made you go back. When you go back really in through them transcripts, you got to look at him like, what?
Mm.
I mean, who ever mentioned the pink jumpsuit? Y'all said Bari said it was her shoes, but yet y'all do the pink jumpsuit, and all of a sudden DNA comes back from her and Jarvis.
One of the shoes was wrapped up in the pink jumpsuit, wasn't it?
What
And the
they
other
said.
shoe was on the outside, not too far from the pink jumpsuit.
But he said the
So
water had been rose out there. Why didn't the water touch the jumpsuit? The water had rose from the time
maybe
Jarvis was in jail to the end. They said it wasn't no water stains on it, no sun stains on it, or nothing. It was fresh. They even put that in the news article the other day that they said the clothes was fresh. And then if he took the plea, why did they put that out of everything that's been said in the preliminary, how the clothes was fresh? Out of everything that's been said through the preliminary, they stated that in that news article.
yeah, they said it was fresh. It wasn't aged or none of that.
Sean, his phone pinged in that area. But we don't know if he was dumping the backpack out. We don't know what Jarvis kept doing out there. They said a lot of the medium said she was dismembered. We don't know if he put a piece of her, half of her, all of her. What like it would and this is crazy, Shank. Again, if y'all go back even further, Kenyatta, and look at the stipulations, he didn't have to tell y'all what he did to her, at least what he did to her and where she is.
And let Shannon tell her there's nobody.
And was she pregnant? Those three things. Was she pregnant? Was she still pregnant? When you unalived her, what did you do to her and where she at? Those should have been three things that they ask of him.
Right.
To me, I get it. We
I
all
agree.
always wanted to know where she is, and it takes 2 years. On the day his daughter's pre-trial. Okay, plea deal. Yeah, Sean said they heard it weeks ago. A couple weeks back that he was taking the plea. But chick simple lady, go back when the border patrol agent was talking about how the water rose and them clothes didn't have no water, like I guess where they were, like no water, like nothing, and no sunspots, not even sunspots on it. That's why I said, Jenny, what if he dumped it out, was taking things over there, throwing them out. I ain't say put the backpack in the water, but just dumping it out. They had 30 days, y'all, to do a lot of stuff. Then they say the ID was here. So that means he was scattering stuff along. If the ID was over here, how they putting it? The ID was over here. So stuff was being scattered to me out of a vehicle.
Mm.
Not even did Shannon and them get away with it. What about Latricia and her good wiping everything down? What about the school marker in the day after? And how many days after that? Because remember, we was just at the preliminary, so they didn't get into detail per everybody said. What about Jarvis's daughter that spoke when King testified? When King testified and said she knew he was a suspect and everything else before he was ever named a suspect. I'll
Yeah.
wait, Shannon.
Mm-hmm. Because he confessed that cleared everybody else out.
Let's talk about how Shannon Jones called it a homicide, or Detective Hurst called it a homicide before it was ever a homicide. What about Shannon saying it ain't nobody? How does she know if she don't know nothing?
Right.
How did you call it a homicide, sir, when that's not in your jurisdiction? Because if she was kidnapped or anything, y'all think they gonna have a phone? Do Nancy Gunther got a phone with her right now? Why they doing all this searching for her? They've been searching for her for how many days? And poor Naziah didn't get that. So we didn't know she was kidnapped just because she ran away. You know how many pedophiles are up there besides Jarvis? We don't know if because Shannon said she seen her last. Well, how did Shannon see her last if Annette dropped off? I still want that answer, but we don't get it. How did you see her last? How did y'all get her phone back? Because King stated she was on the cell phone. And y'all called that number out in court. How did they get that phone back? They said the granny said she kept turning it off and on. Jenny, how we know where they ping last? Because a lot of text messages was missing. We know Jarvis had court on the 9th at 9. He texted Naziah at 9:30. They had a conversation prior to, because a text messages don't start off after that. How did they even get back on that after December? So they missed a whole nother month. So now he's picking her up. While in December was he looking up antidotes to cause an abortion, and a weekend after that, Shannon's asking, call Jarvis, see if he needs you. But they said Jarvis called them to see if when he needed them to clean up.
Mm.
Kenyatta, my line, stop me when I'm wrong, Kenyatta. I'm just
You
saying what
right,
we're
honey.
saying.
I agree with everything you saying, honey. Everything. Yeah, this is yesterday just really threw me,
Come
y'all.
on, big girl. Ain't nobody placing no clothes where they committed. Come on, ain't nobody. I don't care if they say he's dumb. He ain't nobody that dumb. Ain't nobody that dumb. That's all they ask of him, Portia. What would you say? Just tell us where she is. Like I said, I had to explain to Shane. They asked me where you was, and that's all they wanted to know. They ain't say what you do to Shank Rock or nothing. I threw him in the ocean. Okay, we already searched the ocean. Hell, we ain't find her. Y'all gotta think they been wanting to quick conviction. They been wanting. Y'all think they great put money back into this? They said, tell us where she is. That's it. I dumped in the river. Okay, we got him. Give him his plea. The judge signed off on it. What we doing?
Mm.
If this is all I gotta say, let me go do my time. I dumped in the water. Okay, he's good. Let's go on and get him off. Let me get this foul off my desk. That's Kim Worthy. I got so many other fouls. How come Shannon Jones is over missing kids and ain't no recovery? Zion Foster, huh? She's down over another Harris, last name Harris kid missing case. She can't even recover what is now. I digress, Shane.
Come in, Kenyatta, but I want to come back to you, Miss Parker. Come on in, Kenyatta. Come in, Kenyatta.
I don't have anything else to say. I was just listening to Miss Parker. I said I was at work. I gotta drop that down so I can get back to work. I just wanted to come and say, what I said, and that's how I was feeling. Like I said, I could be lost in the sauce or whatever, but I just don't believe that it's gonna take me a while and I might never will get that part. Even though he confessed, I don't. I just think he just got rid of the Bible. I don't think he did the unalive. I really don't think he did that. I don't know what it's gonna take to convince me. Nothing never might will convince me. I probably still feel this way, like the way I'm feeling now. He confessed for Shannon. I think he did it for Shannon because he thinks Shannon's gonna get them kids back. It's just my opinion. And thanks for having me up on the panel. Thank and Miss Parker. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. I'm gone. Drop me down, Shane.
You're welcome, Kenyatta. I enjoyed you coming up, dropping your jewels. A lot of people feel like Kenyatta. A lot of people is still feeling that Jarvis didn't do it. They feel like he may have participated, he may have played.
And I'm glad these news clips came out with Janelle and them too. I ain't gonna hold you. I am. Because they pushing for everybody to be held accountable, but it's gonna take everybody to email that mayor. If y'all in Detroit, get to them city council meetings, y'all. It do take we keep screaming, you know what I'm saying, what ain't fair, but we can make it right. We can make it fair. If we really want justice all the way for this girl, we got to start emailing and everything because letters count. Even when we don't, write another one. Go up there if you're in Detroit. Because for all the victims, this was another letdown. This was another letdown to these kids. Naziah, her baby, just watching them come. Y'all know how the family that do care about her really for Kim Worthless to come and do press conferences. Where's her big, thick tongue talking self now? Because the community deserves answers. The victims do. Because like I said, from the beginning, and when they talked about the documents, the CPS documents on the news clip, and they said, yeah, the police said they failed to follow up with the CPS, that they failed. Come on, they already said it. Naziah would still been alive if DPD was to do their job in 2022, and they did not. Detroit wasn't going to keep taking a hit, spending the taxpayers' money. That's how much kids mean to them about money, how much money's being sent in the city instead of getting answers and solutions, changing laws. This could have been monumental. Not just in Detroit, Shank, but all around the world. Because everybody's watching. People from Australia. I see people from all countries dropping down in chats, watching the story. She deserved more than that. Naziah meant something to everybody. Yes, it's other cases, but that's what I'm saying. These other cases could have been drawn off of what happened up there. If Kim Worthy, you all against graping and all of this, why didn't you send the right message? Why didn't you send the right message for the victims that are alive that survived this monster? Y'all didn't even look at the text as a whole. Y'all so wanted to convict Jarvis. The girl said she was living in a hellhole. She ran away for a reason. But y'all didn't want to start there. Y'all didn't want to see why the baby ran away, why she felt like she was in a hellhole. Y'all just kept wanting to stick to the predatory shit. That mattered. But everything mattered to us. All of it mattered. Where's Frank? It started at his shop. We even seen him saying, "Did you?" Oh yeah, we talked to her. So I said, "What did y'all talking to witnesses?" And it's like, "Damn, what did y'all say?" Oh, okay, you talked to him. Okay, you didn't see him. You didn't see him. Okay, thank you for your time. Now, why are they not in that courtroom? Why did y'all pick and choose who was supposed? What was Officer Gardner? Wolf didn't do shit. Remember, he's retired. So why didn't y'all have Officer Gardner at that preliminary? Y'all had the ones to come in there and say they didn't do nothing. They don't recall in their little Woody voices. It's a homicide. I didn't say it in that fashion, because we had an investigator. Y'all let her say it. Y'all let him pass the case over to you as a homicide. When they didn't check a locker or nothing. I mean, and didn't get a report of the kids they talked to another. So how did you take it? How did you have the audacity to put it as a homicide? What day did he really do it on? Because it wasn't that many hours, and the opinion don't show that he could have did all what we thinking happened to her, we alleging happened to her on the night. There wasn't that many hours. Hell, the King got the line. He's on a team that didn't make it home in time. Nothing matched. I seen her leg. She's skinny. But I seen her getting out all night. What? Wait a minute. I think we all heard the same thing. It's hurtful, Shane. And since they wanted that plea, I think they should spend some money and go down there and see if there's babies there. That's what y'all want. Y'all wanted to know where she is. Put that money into that baby. She deserves it. Put that money when the water breaks, it gets warm. Send a special dive team down there and search that water. Y'all asking where she was, now go get her for that family that cares about her. Y'all go get her. Kim Worthy, go get her. Because that's your stipulation. Go get her and let her be laid to rest. Show her some kind of kindness, empathy, and sympathy. That's it. That's all for me, Shank. What a ride this has been. What a ride this has been. All for this man to be under a mask, but he can cuss out people in the courtroom. He could put on his mask and cuss people out in the courtroom when he take the plea. But his ass was able to keep the mask up the whole time and hum in color and write shit down on the paper that didn't matter. Ask King, did he hook my daughter up with his friend? What? What? And y'all ask that we don't care nothing about that if it ain't got nothing to do with rape or pedophilia. Well, we ain't get nothing out of that. Like what?
Real quick, Miss Parker, Gizzle, or anybody else that want to join me and Miss Parker on the panel, click on that blue StreamYard link that I dropped in the chat. Come on back in, Miss Parker.
I'm just saying, I be thinking about all that. And all he wrote that we know of, he gonna write and ask them to ask King. Cause how would they know about that? King hooking a friend up with his daughter. What they got to do with Naziah and these victims? What you saying? What was the message in that? Oh, we'll never know. He can hide his face. But the last day, he cussing out people in the courtroom. Are y'all okay? He ain't said sorry to not one of them victims, not even his own child. 2 of them in there, 2 of his kids. He ain't said sorry to him. He couldn't raise that mask down and say sorry, even though it might not have mattered to one, might have mattered to the other.
$50 of free credit and your first win guaranteed. Doctor.
Mia's creation after all of this. Mia said, what questions do y'all want me to ask Janiyah? I just want to tell you, send her prayers. I think I've humiliated the babies enough, to be honest. I gotta be honest, I think I've humiliated and shamed the babies myself. So I can't do nothing but pray for them, you know? I own my part in it.
Gizzle, you got to turn off whatever device you got on. You got to turn it off because it's picking up in the sound. So whatever you listening to, turn it off. Can I get everybody to throw up some prayer hands for Suntan? She says she's been in the hospital. We see you, Suntan. Mia says Janiyah don't care for her dad. Come on in, Gizzle.
Hey, salute to everyone. Y'all do a great job, and I appreciate it all. I'm from Detroit. I stay in Grosse Pointe. I'm not too far from where she stayed at. But I'm touching bases on 2 things. First of all, this has been going on for a long time. But you had so much going on in the chat. Is another young lady named Anisha Harris was missing in 93 that Annette adopted. No one said anything about her missing. So I see this been going on for quite a while. And I also seen Depot, which is what's the baby girl? Brooklyn's father. He was on another case today. We're talking to someone else. He said they're never getting them kids back. He has Brooklyn and his stepson, which is the young man that's not his child. He have both of them. But like he said, he had stated that he didn't want to go to his father's side. He wanted to stay with his sister. So they're not getting them kids back. And another thing about immunity, I think if he would have went to trial, because I have been through that, if he went to trial and she did immunity, but since he took the plea, they should be able to use with the evidence that she had against him to charge her with. We need to somehow get everybody that has something to do with these cases in trouble. Do we need to sign a petition or something? Because this needs to be handled, because this is very upsetting and disgusting. And I don't want nobody to run with this. But I'm telling you, I got my bond money if I run into any one of them. Just flat out. And I mean that, and I'll take that time.
Well, Giselle, you know, as much as we want to punch on them right now, let's email the mayor. You're up there. They said the committee meetings are the 1st and the 3rd Thursdays, I think. I think Chick Simple ladies in the chat and stuff. Let's get to these meetings, y'all. Let's get these emails going and stuff like that. You know, Janelle and them said they want them convicted. You know, they want them to be held accountable. Roxy and them said it. Let's get these emails out, y'all. If we really want this right now, that's what it takes. It's gonna take a village. It's gonna take all of us. And F the BS.
Yep. You know what? I put my phone number in one of your chats, Miss Parker. I love you so much, but I put my phone number there because my husband is ill and I take care of autistic grandkids and I'm starting my business. I'm only on certain days off, but I will take off some days to ride with everybody else. I'm down for it, because this is not about the this is bothering everybody. You know, this is crazy. And I seen them girls before when she first came up missing. I asked one of the little girls, I said, "Hey, ain't your sister no missing?" Because I didn't know who they was. And in my head, I'm like, okay, if she missing for these few months of days, why is the rest of them going to these store by themselves? So that's why I felt something was wrong. They knew something then.
And
But
I
they
feel
got to.
like if they ain't giving the kids back, I mean, let's just pray that something's brewing. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We
I
won't know
think so.
about the immunity for sure. We can't say it. We could just say did she really have immunity and stuff like that. I think with the little girl's name being hers, it hasn't. I haven't ever seen no paperwork saying that the hers girl that's missing is Annette. I haven't seen it, and y'all know we say all the hers is a kid when we see the Harris name, but Shannon Jones is on that case and stuff like that. So I would like to get more into her story, not to place it where it don't need to be placed, but I do want them to look into that case. What is why did y'all want to go back on this girl's case? What about Zion Foster and stuff? People that was recent with Naziah. What about Naziah and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all going back on cases and ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's almost like, dang, what about all the girls that's been missing recently? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I don't get it.
Detroit ain't worth two pennies rubbed together. You hear me? I have seen plenty of people and my family members that have went with them courthouses and they've been, man, terrible. They don't care. They don't care at all. So if you ain't got a family, enough force to bang with these courts and these prosecutors, and which y'all know ain't worth two pennies, you hit. So we got to all really stand up together and come with something. We got to go up there, stand out there or something, and not shut up about this at all, because everybody needs to go down. And then about there's no general population. Once he go to once he
Let me
gets
let my
it's over. It's over. They're not gonna save him. It's over. Trust me. No general population.
let
Not
me let
saving
let me
anybody.
let Maya
Uh-huh.
That's Mia.
It's Mia, yeah,
let me
it's
let
Mia.
Maya.
It's Mia, Miss
Okay,
Shay.
I'm sorry, man. Come on, man.
Yes, Janaya is going through it right now. I'm gonna be sending her prayers. I always send her prayers.
Good.
This is just sad. He took the plea deal, and it's just not right.
Can
I
y'all
love.
imagine? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Can y'all imagine what we would have heard if it would have went to trial? Because how do they know that the baby was deceased? You had to have a body. You had to have something. Something had to be left from them saying that it was a baby. Because you just can't get no baby from no. You just can't get no blood from a T-shirt saying that it was a baby. That's not possible. So how did they know it was a baby? That's what I'm
Well,
lost
even
at.
that Jarvis,
I'm lost at that part too.
she said she knew for a fact Jarvis was the father.
Bingo. How? That's what I'm saying. But did they her that? I mean, before they red rummed her, was a placenta there or
Hold
something?
on,
They see
hold on,
something else
Giselle, real
done.
quick. Hold on, Giselle. Mia, um, I know if it's a hard pill to swallow for us, I know you talk to Janaya and stuff. And like I said, I know everybody wants to send prayers up for her right now. I don't want to get into the whole conversation, but have you reached out to her since the plea? And does she know about the plea?
Well, she said somebody at her school told her, and she asked to go to the bathroom, and she was crying.
Did anybody explain to her what that meant? For them to say it to her, like, you know what I'm saying, for her to break down this, because she might just be as smart as Naziah was, because they seem like pretty smart girls for their age. And in some households, kids have to grow up faster than others when they're in settings like this, and stuff. I know this has got to be so hard for her, and I know it's hard to understand what's really going on, the real meaning of what all of this means and stuff. How does she feel about going home? Has she mentioned to you about going home, or have you ever asked her how would she feel to be back in the setting with them or anything like that?
Um, she never mentioned to me about wanting to go back home, but she did say she missed her mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, poor kids. Oh, this is it's
And
crazy.
we can't be confused about that because she's only 12. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I don't think Janaya knows except what the counselors have told us, her about the under. And I don't think we can still make a child understand at the age of 12 how detrimental this really is. You can talk to them about it, but telling them like just keep pushing it, and it's already so much she's going through and being pushed in her head that her dad's sick, and and her mom being snatched out of an environment you've known for so long, and stuff like that. So I can't get mad at her for missing the only person she's ever known.
Yeah.
um she oh Lord. Yeah.
Well, Maya, you make sure you just tell her you love her all the time.
Yes, I do. I do.
You let her know that people are on this panel and we all love her too. Just embrace her, love her, and I mean, just I don't know, just try your best to understand what she's feeling. It's hard because I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But love her, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. I will.
And
I
thank you for being there, being one of the positive that God allowed to be in her life, to just share positive energy with versus questioning her and stuff like that. Just being somebody godly and positive for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what the kids really need versus what I've put out and stuff. And again, I feel so guilty for that. I do. I just do. And I really dislike myself right now. I do.
It's okay, Miss Parker.
Um,
Miss Parker, you're great. You're gonna be in my
I'm
prayers
just
too.
saying,
Yeah.
cause she's only 12
Yeah.
and she had to live to survive to tell her story that is so gruesome and so nasty. And she got to live with that forever. We don't. She do. And it's crazy how, we hate him so much, but she still loves him as her father.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
as her mother and stuff, and we all want different, but that's life, unfortunately. And stuff.
She got the
Mia, I
most
hope you
wow.
go ahead, Mia.
No, I no this and this Jizzle. I said she got the most gorgeous smile. We just pray to God to cover them all.
And pray for Debo and his children. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Pray for them as well, because just as sure as your kids deal with mental, it affects your mental. Because a lot of parents don't know how to deal with that because Debo didn't have that in his household.
Hmm.
So he has to learn how to cope with his daughter fighting the abuse and also the loss of a cousin
Yeah.
by their abuser.
There's nothing wrong with seeing somebody and talking to somebody. Trust me. I told him that earlier. I saw him on someone else's panel, and he was saying that they're not going back home. He said they're none of them going back to their mothers. He have his stepson too. So Brooklyn and her brother won't be separated.
And that takes a hell of a man right there.
You hear
That
me?
takes one hell of a man. I always commended Debo for that because it takes one hell of a man.
And he said his grades, he was getting F's. He said his grades up to C's and B's. I said, go ahead then. Just kids got to see the love, something that they never seen. I'm proud of him.
And Mia, you fight as well. You put your letters in as well. You don't have to tell nobody what you're writing in there because you talk to Janaya. Put that in an email. Send that to that mayor. You know what I'm saying? Let's push these letters out. Let's push these emails out to help the ones that we say don't care. Janelle and them need everybody. Roxy and Kenya need everybody right now. Enough of the BS. Just send the
Yeah.
emails in. It ain't about them right now. It's about getting Shannon and them locked up. And the men that was involved. If it's any men that are involved, to look into Frank. To see how Frank got to wipe off pedophilia off his record. That is one thing that's not supposed to be wiped off a record is pedophilia. That stays.
That stays. It's something going on that's bigger than us. It's something going on with the system and all. It's something going on. And I hate red pass. Every time I see the red and yellow, it's just disgusting. Knowing that I was staying right there, right up the street, seeing them shops. I mean, everybody just ran past them shops and just, it's crazy.
Let me just slide in for a second. Hey,
Okay, y'all.
Bianca, Bianca.
I'm sorry, I'm about
No,
to
no,
go.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
No, hold up, Gizzle. Let me just make this announcement. Bianca, you're welcome to stay in the chat, but I'm not going to let you disrespect Debo. All right? We giving Debo his flowers, so we're not going to disrespect Debo over here. All right? So please, Bianca, and anybody else, please don't disrespect that man. All right? You good, though. You can stay over here. Let me bring
And
up Big Girl. Go ahead.
It's funny how we want to look at everybody. What about the police and the CPS that knew from a decade ago about Jarvis and the abuse and the pedophilia? Why are we not talking about that? Why we won't point out that? Why won't we get an email going? The CPS needs to be held accountable. The police that knew that this report went to need to be held accountable. Frank needs to be held accountable because those kids was in there at that shop. It started at that shop. And King and Jarvis didn't own that shop. Yeah. Why was these men with felons allowed around each other? Why was these men with all this pedophilia allowed around these children? Those are charges.
Yep.
Why is Detroit allowing more pedophiles than drug dealers to walk around in the communities of Detroit? If you go and look at the pedophiles that live in Annette Harris's mileage alone, it's crazy work. None of those kids have a chance over there.
And you know what? And I don't understand because she broke all types of laws for her to be a foster parent. To have them people around these children. She should have been in jail a long time ago. When he first came around, when the kids first got molested in her house, she should never had a child around her, period. And they still was allowing her to foster these children. So guess what? We got a new mayor. She a female. And I'm going to make an appointment. I'm going to go ask her these questions. And I'm not going to shut up.
Let me slide in for a second. Wayman Gizzle, let me slide in for a second. And that might be true, Bianca, but what I'm saying is we giving Debo his flowers. And whenever we giving somebody their flowers, I can't allow nobody to slide in and try to take away from them receiving flowers. I don't know whether that's true or not, Bianca. Hold up, Miss Parker. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I'm just saying, out of respect for me, we giving Debo his flowers. So if you're not going to give Debo his flowers, just please refrain from any other things that you may want to say about him. Come on in, Miss Parker, or anybody else.
Shank, you know how many times in life people turn blind eyes, how people might think everybody knew they didn't. That's why it was hit under the rug. for so long. But how many times we know a friend not to have food to feed their kids?
Hold on, Miss Parker.
Keep
I'm gonna
friends
drop
with.
down, y'all. But I love y'all content so much. I like that y'all cover these cases. Miss Parker, you are so beautiful and pretty.
Thank you, Mia. And Mia,
You're
we
welcome.
keeping you in our prayers to stay strong for Janaya, and hopefully if you need any help with emails, y'all, if y'all know the emails, y'all can Google the email to the mayor up there. Can y'all drop it in the chat for people to start sending letters out? The more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? The time to start for change is today. It was yesterday for real. Not actually, it was 2 years ago. When this case hit. The time for change is now. In order to make change, if we want change, we have to start somewhere. Instead of getting on these panels to be a voice, we all have to start. I told my team to get the letters out today. You know, as much as we could probably gossip and sit, it takes just as less time to write a letter and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Mia, thank you again. I appreciate you and stuff like that. Yes, T, drop the email, T. Drop the email in the chat for
Okay,
everybody,
bye,
please.
y'all.
Bye, Mia.
Hi.
Thank you, Mia.
And Giselle, that's what we want. We won't
So
change. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Shane. Go ahead, Shane.
that's her is getting ready to drop the emails for y'all in the chat. Just give her some time and she'll drop the emails in the chat. Big girl getting it. I'm trying to let you up, but you got to turn your mic. You got to connect your mic and your cam to come up, big girl. Getting it
Um,
so I can let you up. Come on back in, Miss Parker and Gizzle.
Misty Chicago said it was only at that shop. No, ma'am. Jarvis Nim wasn't in that shop when Janai was 8. And if you go back and read Brooklyn's testimony, it started at the old shop. She gave up the address and everything. That's how they was able to go back to add another charge on Nazaya per her age at that time. So I don't know if Misty, if you're coming into the case late or whatever, but it definitely started at Frank's shop. That's why we keep mentioning Frank's name and wondered why he was never questioned to see if he ever seen the kids at the shop. You know what I'm saying? Was any kids, not just Naziah and them, but was any child at that shop, and stuff, because it wasn't the first time we've heard of children being at that shop. So, no disrespect to you, but it definitely started at the first shop, which they worked under Frank. Yeah, Kim Cole, we can write the judge too, y'all. We can definitely write the judge. Kim Cole, I agree. Let's all try to get a letter to him, because I think once he sees that big pile of letters, you know what I'm saying, it might make something shake. Let's pray that it makes something shake.
And the judge they do read the letters. They do read the letters.
I'm gonna send my letter off on Monday, and stuff with a fresh stamp up there, and to Mr. Hathaway, and I pray that he sees all our letters. Maybe if Kim Worthy doesn't want to make a change, they say he's a fair judge. I still got hope in him. I still believe in Judge Hathaway, and
Don't play.
yeah, I wanna write him.
She need to resign. She need to go sit down. She need to just give it up because she messed up pretty bad. She
They
was
all
late.
did, Giselle. They all messed up. They allowed this to happen. The CPS allowed them. Her house is clean. She got food. I mean, if they let you get away with murder, what you gonna say? If they let y'all keep touching kids and allow a pedophile in the house,
And y'all
they
know what?
did that.
How was the Detroit police security guards able to take this case? How did they get away with letting this case go? That's a red flag right there. They should have been in trouble. Because who was he to take the case? You're a security guard police at the school. You didn't have the jurisdiction to do anything. And ain't nobody saying nothing about that.
Let Big Girl slide in. Come on, Big Girl.
Oh, good evening, Shank Rock and the riders and everybody. I'm shocked I got in. I'm old. I'm 65 years old. I don't know how to do none of this. But I just wanted to
You say
put
you
my take.
old.
I'm old, yeah. I just wanted to put my take on things. I think that we're getting somehow, too far away from the things that are important. And we're not, I mean, I'm not taking away from anybody's hard work or dedication or any of that, because you guys do excellent, beyond excellent job. But what I'm saying is, it's no way that you can believe that they've given Jarvis a plea deal and all he had to say was, I dumped her in the river. That's not how that works. And I've watched crime shows. I'm 65. I've watched crime shows since I was in my teens. Okay, so he had to give them more information than that, but they just have not let that information out to the public. And if anybody believes that a murderer will plant the clothes right where the body is, that doesn't make
Say
sense.
red rum.
Oh,
Say
I'm
red
sorry.
rum for
Right,
me.
right, right.
Big
Red
girl.
rum. I'm
No, you
sorry.
good.
Excuse
You
me.
good.
However, if he had put her there, I mean, that was January. It's cold as hell in Detroit in January because I'm here, so I know. You know what I'm saying? So how would he be able to put the body in Rouge River if it could have been frozen? I don't know. But the over there by 7 Mile and Berg behind that church, I don't think the river would, I don't know how deep it would be right back there. But it seems like to me, if what he told the people was only that I threw her in the river, well, that would be for her to be floating on top, huh? That doesn't make sense. My thought or theory is that she's probably in a drum, a container somewhere that was filled with some type of I don't know what word I want to use, substance or some type of something. That's what I believe. But I do agree with Miss Parker. A lot of them dropped the ball in a lot of areas. I can't remember the guy's name that was retiring the next day. However, this started with Annette because she did not report her missing immediately, number one. And then the next day, which to me, her story doesn't add up. You went to the school and you were going to report her missing with the school police department. And they said, oh, no, we'll call the police. If that's my granddaughter or a family member, I'm going directly to the police department. So they had something to hide there. But I'm thinking that it's bigger than we think. I think it's got something to do with possibly a trafficking ring. And I think that's why he's taking the charges. He doesn't care about Shannon and he doesn't care about his children. So he could care less whether or not she was going to be locked up. If he is protecting somebody, it's somebody else that's, in a bigger, higher ranking position.
Didn't think that far. You was so didn't think that far. Yeah, because when Frank come in there and they erase his stuff, you was so right.
Yeah, it's somebody else.
It's somebody else.
And it was somewhere where I heard that people were thinking that Naziah was being pimped out. So that sounds like a trafficking ring. And I've also been in foster care. I did foster care for 20 something years. And in light of everything that has gone on with these children, I doubt very seriously, regardless to Shannon getting off or not, those children won't be returned to the home. And 9 times out of 10, Annette's license has been pulled already for foster care. So if and CPS does, they drop the ball a whole lot. But if he's taking this rap for somebody else. Not for Shannon, not for his kids. Anytime you can, involve yourself in SAing with not just children, your children, you don't care about them. He was sick. And a lot of people say, what he was bothered with when he was a teen. And I understand that. And normally that perpetuates a person. It causes them to do the same thing. But I mean, that's just not an excuse for the stuff that he's done. And if they're offering him, I think I read where one charge was 30 years, and I think he had 2 other charges at 15 years. Now, the way I added up, that's 60 years. The way I added up. And so he's gonna be 100 years old, 102 when he gets out. So that's a life sentence. So he better take this fall for whoever it is that's in charge of everything. And they still might, take him out. They still might take him out. But like I said, I've watched a lot of crime shows, and I know for a fact that although they've given her immunity, Shannon I'm talking about, in reference to this case, depending on how deeply they feel about the situation and how much the community is involved and care about it, they'll find another way to get her on something else, her and her mom, because they definitely need to be held accountable. Do you guys remember through the text messages? And then I'm gonna stop because I talk too much anyway. But
You on point. You on point. Keep cooking.
well, thank you. By the text messages, when he was asking her to come outside, and I think it was like maybe early morning hours, and her response was, "Did they say I could go?"
Mm.
Do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
In the text messages, did they say I can go? So this has been something that was I guess in regular routine, and me personally, what I believe happened is, although Shannon knew what was going on, first of all, a woman has intuition. I don't care who you are. They have intuition, and she made it clear on the stand that she had the girl's codes to her laptop and that phone with the funny looking area code. She had the codes, right? So that meant she was looking through there with her intuition and everything else. She was looking through there periodically. So she knew what was going on with her. And then I think that once she became pregnant, that's when everything got like really, just too much for her to deal with. Because I think, wasn't she pregnant at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that became too much for her to deal with. And I think that she probably just went off on her and she went too hard with her big self. I'm big too. And hurt that child. She hurt that baby. And I'm thinking she called him to clean up the mess. I mean, he was already going back to jail for whatever he was going back to for. But I don't think he wanted it to come out that he was involved with her in that way, though. And so he was but it was on a text message and everything. But see, that's the mistake that people make. That if you delete stuff or it's on Snapchat, they got a way, technology has a way of finding out everything they want to know. So he was willing, I think, to if it was just, within a family group. Now, if it was bigger than that, that's something different. And I'm thinking it was a trafficking ring. But I still think she had something to do, that girl had something to do with the red rum of that baby. Because she was angry and she was mad. And it seems like the aura in the home, when I saw how they did their prayer and everything in the morning before they went to school, the aura in the home wasn't nice to the kids. You know what I'm saying? So she was jealous of that girl and angry with her. It wouldn't have been nothing for her to sock her or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or hit her in the head with something out of anger. So I don't know. I think we can't focus a whole lot on what the Detroit Police Department didn't do. I mean, I think all law enforcement agencies dropped the ball. Like what's going on with that Savannah Guthrie's mom. The sheriff and the FBI going at odds and all this stuff. Now, when have y'all known for somebody to be kidnapped and somebody that age and vulnerable to take this long to find the body, find something? But, they dropped the ball. All agencies do, and then too, they, the Harrises could have a connection inside the Detroit Police Department. And that will also make a difference. But I don't know. I just got a feeling she was put into some kind of drum or container with some kind of liquid stuff that because another thing that happened here, and then I promise I'm gonna go, about the little girl London Thomas. Now that happened right near me, but the Charlotte Pendergrass's father was the chief of police in Inkster for years, for many years. Her father was the chief of police in the city of Inkster. But by me being I forgot my point that I was going to make about London. I forgot my point I was getting ready to make. Well, I guess it's my time to go then. But I just,
Let me
huh?
No, you can stay up here. Let me just slide in. I'm gonna let you come
Okay.
in, Miss Cookie. Give me 1 second. So this
Okay.
is the judge. The judge is, so you're gonna write to attention Judge Nicholas Hathaway, 36th District Court, 421 Madison Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48226. It's up on the screen for those that are watching. Come on in, Miss Cookie. Can you hear me, Miss Cookie?
Hey, am I unmuted? Um, I can't hear Shank Rock.
We can hear you. We can hear
Hey,
you.
Miss Parker, and hey, Shank, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I can't hear you all.
We can hear
Can you
you.
all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I can't hear. Okay, I don't even see. Hold on, I'm going to have.
Nah, you go ahead, Miss Cookie. Can you hear me, Miss Cookie?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. Hey, Miss Parker. Uh, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. This situation right here, I have been pondering on it. I start watching it with two, then I start watching it. Miss Two refer us to Miss Parker, and I have been watching it ever since then. However, I heard somebody in the comment. I seen a lot of comments. I mean, I heard somebody on the panel, but then I seen some people in the comments say it's bigger than what we think, and it is bigger than what we think. For an example, I'm gonna speak on the school system because I work in the school system, right? Okay. There are times in there where, and I'm gonna be honest, where a child may come to school and be marked absent, right? And then the school has to correct that, but it has to be corrected that day, right? It has to be corrected. Okay. But that shouldn't be a ongoing thing of a child that's not there, that's being marked present. Second of all, what stood out to me was this right here. The day that they said that she got sick in school and that she wanted to talk to the counselor and not the they didn't they she wanted to talk to the counselor, but they didn't send her to the nurse. That right there was a red flag to me because I work in the school system. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be very transparent with you all. When it's a situation like that, that's because that counselor has a better rapport or a better relationship with that child, and that counselor knows what's going on, and that child can confide in that counselor, because what they should have done was sent her to the nurse if she was sick. Okay, then you have the cafeteria worker that stated that she was pregnant, right? So okay, don't think about the police department, don't think about anything else. In the school system as a whole, there were a lot of people that dropped the ball. That's a school system that people can get in trouble, um, from the head all the way down to the cafeterias workers. Because one thing about all of us are that we are mandated reporters, right? And if I think without a doubt that, okay, that little girl right there, she look pregnant. That ain't something that I supposed to go tell the next teacher, my friend. That's something that I supposed to go to the counselor or the social worker of the school and let them know that I'm not sure, but this is what I think. And could y'all please start an investigation, if that makes sense? Okay, that's within the school system. So just say for an example, okay, let's go back to this. Her mom and her dad, right? This is what the sad part is. Her mom is, in the street, and her dad has passed, right? Then you have her grandmother that's not really active because it took for you to report her the next day when after she was missing for a long period of time. So who do you really have that's her immediate family that can really advocate for her effectively? Just being honest, effectively, right? So when you talk about the defect system and how they failed her, Roxy can't go to DFACS and write a statement and say, I want you to pull Nazire's um case file because we need to review it. She can't do that. Now, can Miss Annette do it if she really cared? Yeah. Could the mother do it if she really cared and she was in the right state of mind? She could have. Because you can get a subpoena for your defects records to be to be pulled. And if those defects records are pulled, if her mother was in right state of mind to want to know what really happened, she could gain knowledge on each and every case that was ever presented or Naziah was ever a part of, what the outcome would be. But we will never know. We can assume all day long, but we would never know what the outcome would be, because guess what? We're not at liberty. She don't have a parent that's in right state of mind. And of course, Miss Annette is not going to pull them. Her cousins cannot pull them. So her whole situation, okay, when it comes to defects, that right there is a losing battle if somebody don't stand up and so I don't know what panel I was watching, but somebody, I think it might have been Miss Parker, that said that it's gonna take somebody that's gonna say, you know what, this situation right here is so wrong. What has been done to this little girl is so wrong, and they're gonna have to up high now. Because if we can't do it, we can write letters and stuff, but it's gonna have to take somebody up high to say, you know what, all these letters coming in, all this coming in. No, we're gonna go back to this case. We cannot let this right here happen like that, because the key components and the people that has let Naziah down, the public can't really go in and do what a father could do, a mother could do, a grandmother could, the guardian, what a guardian can do. So then you think about it. The school system would be one lawsuit. Defects would be another lawsuit. Then you think about the police department. You think about how, let's not talk about the county. Let's talk about the school system. How the school system got up on the stand. And I mean, that right there alone was crazy. Everybody dropping the ball. Nobody writing a report. The one police officer going, he's what was he doing? He was about to retire. So everybody dropping the ball within the school system, the police department within the school system. That's
Wait a
a
minute,
lawsuit.
Miss Cookie.
Hmm?
Let me just slide in for 1 second. Appreciate you for becoming a member, Stacy. Appreciate you for becoming a member, Stacy. Wait a minute, Miss Cookie. Appreciate this super sticker, John Barnett. Appreciate the super sticker, John. Come on back in, Miss Cookie.
Okay, so then when you think about that part right there, the police department, then you take it and you say, okay, let's go to the county, or I don't know how the city of or that police department. Then they drop the ball. So it's so many people, so many entities that have dropped the ball when it comes to this little girl, that it's like, God, I wish her mother would get herself together and advocate, really advocate. That's the hope and the prayer. You know what I'm saying? Because her mother, just being honest, because her father is dead, is the only person that can really get up in there.
What?
And we can demand answers all day long. They're gonna tell us what they want to hear, what we want to hear. But at the same time, her mother can get up in there if she has rights.
Yeah, that's what
Get
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. But I just want to say this. That's what I was gonna say. I think her mother has lost her parental rights.
Okay.
So she,
Mhm.
yeah, so she wouldn't be able to do anything. She would be basically just like one of us. You know what I'm saying? If she decided to try to
Yeah.
advocate.
But she has more power than what we would have. You get what I'm saying? Because somebody would be more prone, and I'm being honest with you. Somebody would be more prone to help her out and fight for her to get answers than
That's
they
true.
would for us. We're looked at as strangers that care, if that makes sense. But they will look at her as, in a whole nother light. Yeah, you went through your problems, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you know what? You want answers, and let us help you get those answers. Because this case right here it's sad. It's almost make you think that something wrong with you. Okay, he just took a plea. Okay, so what happens to everything else? What happens to the other children? It's like it's so much going on in this situation that they know if they really Kim, I hope I don't say her name wrong, but Kim Worthy or whatever her name is, she's not crazy. She know if she put
Yeah,
department
my bad, Miss
accountable.
Cookie.
Yeah, they're gonna have to hold a lot of people accountable.
No, you good, Miss Cookie?
Uh, okay, they're gonna have to hold a lot of people accountable. And they're going to have to hold a lot of people accountable in high places. So to not look so bad, because right now that it looks bad, but not to look so bad and not to have to go deep into it. Let's just get a conviction and let's just get this over with. But it
That's
can't be
facts.
over
And
with.
I don't mean to cut you off. Let me let Stacy slide in for a minute, Miss Cookie.
Mhm.
Appreciate you becoming a member, Stacy. Come on and slide in.
Okay, well, thank you so much for allowing me to join. I've been watching you for so long, and I ain't never, I don't really know how you work YouTube till I saw that become a member, and I said, oh, okay, I can become a member. And salute to you, Miss Parker, as well. But I live here in Detroit my whole life. I'm 55, and when I got that word yesterday about what happened, I literally had to get into bed because I have a granddaughter the same age as Messiah, and it just took everything out of me that because we all so invested, like it felt like it's our child, our granddaughter, our niece, and we so invested. So I'm really praying for everybody, and in spite of this, with what's going on, because it's a lot if you've been watching this from day one. It's a hell of a lot to deal with. But I just wanted to say I really believe it's a trafficking thing as well. And the reason why I believe that, I don't know if this was on your channel or on another YouTube channel, when they were asked, I'm not going to this job before, or how Frank took him in jail. He did some time for him or something. Does that sound familiar to y'all by any chance?
You was breaking up, Stacy. Say it again, Stacy.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I said, do y'all remember? I don't know if it was on your channel or another content creator's channel when they were saying that Jarvis had did a bid for Frank or something before, and Frank took care of him while he was in jail. Y'all remember
I
hearing something
did
about
hear.
that?
Yeah, I did hear that. I did
Remember,
hear
like
that.
early on, that's how he got, and that's how he met Frank. He took a bit. He did some time for Frank, and I think it had something to do with this SAing. If I'm not mistaken, so it really kind of makes sense a little bit, when she brought up that trafficking, because I just can't see them letting this roll out like this, and it's a child, especially with the whole world watching. And I think we're gonna really be surprised on March when they go to the plea thing. I think we're gonna get what we want. I really do. I really believe they ain't just gonna let him just say you threw her in the river. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think
No,
that's gonna roll like that.
no, I
So
agree.
I really feel like we gonna. I think we are anxious right now because we're all hurting and we're just looking like we don't. We feel like we don't lost. But God said high and He looked low. We ain't lost. We ain't
That's
lost
right.
nothing. It ain't over with.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to encourage somebody to say God's delay is not His denial. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. And he may have to, if excuse me for just a minute, he may have to also tell whoever else was involved. But if it is a trafficking ring, he won't do that.
Yeah, and I
He won't
really
do
don't
that.
believe that Shannon has no immunity. I have not seen that anywhere in black
Yeah,
and white. I
I don't
believe that's
either.
just a lie that people done came up with. I don't believe that at all.
I don't
Because
believe
for
that either.
one, if she had any immunity, channel 247, all of these channels in Detroit will be on it.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's one thing about this city. You do something in this city, and anybody get it. If it ain't on social media, it's on Detroit. It's on Crime in the D. It's on
Right.
313. It's on so much stuff other than YouTube when you do anything here in this city.
That's
So I
right.
don't believe she got no immunity.
I don't believe that either. And I mean, what reason would they have to offer her immunity? Immunity from what?
Exactly.
What did she do? Did she admit something? Because if she admitted that she played a part in the red rumming of her. No, I don't believe she has immunity either. I don't. So, and I feel the same way you do. March the 12th, we're going to be really
Really
shocked.
shocked. Because
Really shocked.
and I do know Kim Worthy, she barely made it in this time. She
Yeah,
messed this up. She know Detroiters is not, she ain't gonna get no more turns. That's gonna be it for her.
absolutely.
Because she
Absolutely.
really barely made it this time. Really, for
That's
real,
true.
for real.
That's true.
She was on
That
her
is
way
true.
out. But this will take her all the way out the game.
Yeah,
And
take
she
her
didn't
out the
want to end
game.
her career like this, for sure.
You're right. You're
And
absolutely
so we're
right.
gonna have to write our letters. I'm gonna send mass. I just had my cousin just made it to the city council. Thank God for that. My cousin is Renata Miller. She just made city council. So I'm gonna call her tomorrow. I'm gonna ask her some questions.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
she
Yeah.
she
Write
she in the
letters.
city. Yeah, I want to see what else could be done because there might be some stuff that we don't know about
Well,
that we can do.
I know for a fact that the judge does not have to accept that plea.
I do know that too for a fact.
Right. He
And
does
I
not
do
have to
know for a
accept that.
fact that he has to do all, and by it being in the city and what he did in the state, that he has to do all of the time of the lesser time. Like if he got 35 to 60, he got to do 35 before they even look at him.
Absolutely.
He
It's no
got to
good
do
time to miss.
35 before they even take a look at him.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, who would want to 35 years and he's like 42? So what's that? Like what, 77 or something? That's a life sentence.
Right? Hey, and one thing for certain, my cousins them that's done been in prison, they done already told me he ain't gonna make it to 35.
No, he's
Not
not
in
gonna make
prison.
it.
Now he said they don't play about women and kids.
That's right.
He
That's
coming in
right.
with that. He coming in with that. Oh no, he ain't gonna make it.
And the one time he was walking in the courtroom, the way he sat down, it looked like he was already messed with.
Hey,
Like he could barely
somebody
sit
told me
out.
that's why he wearing a mask because his mouth is already messed up.
Oh well, maybe. But I think his ass excuse me. I think his butt had been tampered with. The way he sat
Yeah.
down. I'm serious. Did you ever see it? You seen it,
I
Shane?
noticed it. I noticed it too, but I just thought maybe I just figured he got beat up.
But he should just enjoy it. He should enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? Since he likes taking advantage. Because it was one time, I think it was in the text messages where Naziah said that her backside was healing up. Did y'all remember that?
Wow.
That her backside was
Mm.
healing up. And she was asking him, did he want to? I'm sorry, Shank. I don't want to upset you at all. But you remember
Now
this
you
all
good.
this?
You good.
You know, she was saying you want to, do this from the back and all of that. But he ripped her, he ripped her open. And I don't see how. I just don't see how these women can look at this man and know everything that he has done and say he's attractive. I don't understand that. When I look at him, he looks like a meek, some kind of monstrous animal. It's nothing attractive about him. Nothing at all. You like little girl, a 4-year-old little girl you gave STDs? A 4-year-old. That's incomprehensible. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, I'm going to say this so you can put them up. Them funky asses, look at them. Look at all of them. Put them up, Shank. Look at all of them. I mean, they look, and they look insecure. They look just, I can't even describe it. I just can't describe it at all. And I'm not a beautiful woman, what society would say is beautiful on the outside, but I got confidence in who I am. This girl sat up there proudly and said she was the fiance and she had never been inside his home. Now, is that a mental problem or what is it, Shank? Did y'all block
That's
me
either
off?
a mental. Nah, you up here. That's either a mental problem or she's slow.
Or some, how could you say you were his fiance? And she was so proud to say, yes, he stays the night. Then she said, but he'll leave about 2 or 3 in the morning. Girl, what are you saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I am a little bit. I'm wondering about this. What's her name? Lucretia.
Mm-hmm.
The one she had the attitude about,
Mm-hmm.
finding out he had all these women. But I remember that
Mm-hmm.
jail call. He told her to wipe everything down. Do you think she wiped it down?
Mm.
He
Mm.
seemed like he had a lot of control over them. So she made, because she
Mm.
said, "Do they know about me? Remember, what was it to know
Mm-hmm.
about you?" And her glasses were found in that car. The glasses were in that car, which clearly means she was in that car.
She said her son picked it up, didn't she? And put the glasses on.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. But that could have been her playoff for knowing that the girl had been in the car just to clear her in case that came up. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. Because she just seemed a little bit, they know about me. And then when she was talking to him on the phone, okay, love you too. Girl, please. You know, you have to sometimes, even in my own life, sometimes you have to look at the realities of a situation. Just because you love somebody or you care deeply about them, you got to look at the way that that person is treating you, not what they're saying to you. You have to look at the way that they're treating you. You know?
That's right.
How did she not know, Shank? I'm going to get off and let somebody else come. But how did she not know that her car was wrecked the first night and then she let him turn around and use the next day? She knew hey, you think I'm going to first of all, I'm not going to let him, well, I have done it. I ain't going to say that. But if I let a man use my car and he tore it up and he can come back the next morning and say, can he use it again? No, not me. Not me. So I don't know. She seems a little bit suspect too. I don't know, but yeah,
Because
let
all
somebody
I
else
know,
come if you want to.
okay, I was just going to ask all the women that I've ever dealt with and all the women that I know, they don't play about their cars.
Well, I let a few clowns use mine. I had some nice cars too. But like I said, some clowns, and I was a clown for doing it. But see, I'm realizing that and I'm understanding what I've done. A lot of instances, we as women, we can't always blame the man. Because if we're allowing this foolery, it's going to continue. It's
Say it
not something
again.
that I.
Say it again. Say
It's
that
not.
again.
It's not. Oh, what did I say? I told you I'm old, Frank. I said if we allow it,
Now don't
it's
you
gonna
call me no
continue.
Frank.
Did I say Frank?
Don't you call me no.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
you
And
call
I
me
watch
Frank.
your.
Don't
You
you
know
call
what?
me no Frank.
I usually stay in the bushes, but I watch almost all of your demonstrations, so I know you, Mr. Shank. You are black
I
media.
tell you what. I tell you
Yeah.
what.
Yes.
I tell you what.
Oh God! And I think that's nice, but
You slip up and call you
I'm
slip up and
sorry.
call me Frank again.
I'm sorry.
Your
Yeah.
ass going up here with Jarvis's stable of women.
Oh God, the way I'm looking right now, I look worse than all of them together. I look worse than all, but I think that's a nice little touch you added, Brorilla. That's nice.
You
That's a
see, bro?
nice little touch. Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to take up all the time, from your demonstration. But I just, we don't need to focus on the stuff, how they mishandled the case and all that. We know all of that. But like Ms. Parker was saying, we need to write letters and get involved and just not let this go down like this, because everybody that was involved, and even if it was Frank, which I think it was some kind of trafficking situation, if he was so-called pimping her out and this and that, and not only that, you know why she waited, and that waited to the next day, because she figured she was with Jarvis and she would be returning home later.
That's what I.
That's what I believe. And then why wouldn't you go by the shop? That's where she goes. And those children probably have told them on more than one occasion what he was doing or trying to do. Like the other little girl that said, told him, no, take me home. And then do you remember when Janiyah was asking him, when he was supposed to pick, when Naziah was asking him, well, is Janiyah coming too? And he said, no. And she said, okay, good, because she do too much. You know what I'm saying? He was bothering her too. That's just awful. And it's just so sad. It's heart-wrenching. And we all are invested. This was a little baby, basically. And she thought that finally in her life, she found a little piece of love, is what she thought. She's not, her mentality was not fully developed enough to understand that this guy was manipulating her. She didn't understand that. She had him in her phone, Bay for life. So, but anyway,
Plus,
I've
she was
enjoyed
scared.
this. Huh?
Go ahead.
No, you go
I
ahead.
said, plus she was scared, and she ain't, had nobody to love her. She had to go to him for some. She had to go to him for some women monthly necessities, you know.
Yeah, that
So
was horrible. And then so how the grandmother pretended on the stand and said, yeah, if she was having any problems, she would come and talk to me and say, Nana, can I talk to you? I mean, it was so fake. It was so fake. You could see right through it. You couldn't even see this man in the courtroom. You couldn't even see him. But he's been inside of your home on numerous occasions. In the bedroom with you locked in while y'all painting. I think he was doing her too. I think he was. I think that's the kind of lifestyle they had. So, but yeah, I don't want to take up no more time because I talk too much. When you get older, you just can't stop talking. I'm seeing that, for real. But I've enjoyed this. I can't believe that I was able to figure out how to do this. I'm
I
amazed.
appreciate you. I
All
appreciate you
right.
for coming up. Don't be a stranger. All right.
Oh, I'm not. I'm always here. I'm always here. Shake, rock after
I mean
God
on a
too.
panel. I'm talking about
Well,
coming up on a panel.
sometimes I could be controversial though, and people might get mad.
But that's
You know
all
what I'm
right.
saying?
Listen now. That's okay. This is a platform where everybody's perspective and opinion is welcome. So that's
Right,
okay.
but
That's how I grow. Because if I got 1,000 people around me that agree with me, I ain't learning nothing.
that's true. That's true. That is
So
true.
I, I appreciate you for coming up, and I'll
All
see
right.
you next time.
Okay. Thank you so much. All righty.
You what? All right. So Bree said that she wasn't feeling too well and she wants to reschedule for um Sunday. So I know many of you all was expecting to see Bree. So Bree will come back Sunday. And for future reference, if you would like to call in, if you would like to join me on a panel, not this demonstration because we get ready to get out of here. But if you would like to join me on my panel, just simply say, hey, Shank, can you drop the link so I could join you on the panel? And when you see this blue StreamYard link that's down there in the chat, click on that blue StreamYard link and I will bring you up on my panel. Can I get everybody to hashtag justice for Naziah Harris? Make sure we throwing up some purple and pink hearts. All right. I will leave the chat running and you all can hang around for as long as you want. I'll probably leave the chat running for like 10 minutes, y'all. So y'all are welcome to hang around for as long as y'all want. Enjoy some music, enjoy some laughter. I'm getting ready to punish y'all. So y'all can hang around for about 10, 15 minutes.
First of all, successful relationship is probably subjective. So it depends on, what each couple is looking for out of a relationship, whether it be a financial one. Are you talking successful in, how far you go business-wise? Are you talking successful in how many kids we have or how big our house gets? Some people may be, fine just living in an apartment.
I feel like communication is the key to a successful, first and foremost. From growing up, my father was always the provider. My mother was the homemaker. And so, like Brent was saying, time has changed to where I feel like I had to do a demonstration on, is it 50-50? Should it even be a number versus why don't we just help each other?
That she should respect that, because it's really hard for a man to tap into his emotions, and when he showed that to his woman, she should respect that.
I agree.
Communication, definitely communication, because I feel like that's a partnership. Not only when y'all come into union as a marriage, like when a man and a woman come into union with a marriage, not only y'all building up a legacy, y'all building a family. And lightweight, even though it's not a business, y'all coming into union, y'all money coming into union, so now the household is now generating income and it's now a business.
So that's one of my deal breakers. You got to be able to communicate. You have to be emotional available for me, because and you asked this question. I have learned that from not being able to be emotionally free in my relationship, right? I will suppress some things, and that cause me to react to others and in my life in a different way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna need to come home and be able to vent to you without being called a sucker, a softy, and all that, because I'm human too. Right? So I need somebody that's gonna be. You don't have to call them. We don't have to have sex every time. But listen, I need you to be there emotionally for me. You know what I mean? I need to be able to vent to you, and you not look down on me for being human.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking this coming from a man. You know what I mean? And I'm every bits and parts of a man. You feel me? So I need that availability, emotionally availability from you, because I'm gonna be there for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? When that shoulder you need to cry on, I'm that shoulder. And I want to be that only shoulder. I don't want her to run to nobody else's shoulder.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So them my deal breakers. Like, be the same thing I'm gonna give you. I want back.
To be honest, Shank, my main deal breaker as a man is toxicity in a woman. What I mean by toxicity, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I don't like a female that's ghetto. I don't like a female that's always yelling, cursing. Because I've dealt with someone like that before, and she was a real piece of work. And I said, as I got older, I said I will always make sure if anybody I've ever dealt with, I can't deal with the toxicity at all. Like, you're not a female that doesn't, you want to act more like a man and you act like a female, being aggressive, and that's my main deal breaker. Is a real toxic female. That's my main thing. I can't deal with that as a man.
Men have feelings too, and I see in some of our communities, men don't get to share their feelings and everything because they always getting shot down, and this caused some destructions in the relationship, because if he can't honestly share with his woman how he feel, what you think that's gonna be like? If I can share my feelings and my opinion, he should have the same right to do the same, because it's a union. Once you come together as a union, it's nothing off the table.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? As far as a woman, helping that man, because that's what she is, a helpmate. When I'm strong, if he weak, I'm going to be his strength. If he weak, I'm gonna be his strength. I'm going to pull where it's necessary to pull that, to keep our relationship together, to keep it whole, to keep it going.
If you have a husband and he's a millionaire and say, baby, I don't want you to work, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But in our communities, not saying that we don't have black millionaires, because we do, but in a normal setting, these days, it takes 2 incomes.
No boy.
It takes 2 incomes, but the respect level. Me and my husband never went to bed mad, because you're going to wake up mad. If you don't try to figure out, well, he said this. Okay, explain to me why you feel that way. And I'm going to explain why I feel that way. And then the whole C word, compromise. Compromise. But you got to love yourself. You got to love your mate. Did we argue? Everybody argues. But it's how you get back together to be on that standard. I love you. We're going to make this work. Whatever it is, we're going to make it work.